Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 12 of the Journey restoration. I got the rest of the parts yesterday. The artwork showed up and the wiring harness. Now the wiring harness was originally for a cocktail table, so I got to do a little bit of a modification to it probably. I haven't really looked at it. I did open that box. I did not open the artwork box, so we can open that up real quick. So you guys can see what's going on with it. Oh boy, almost dropped the camera. All right, so let's check this out. Packing peanuts, I hate them. All right, this should be the whole kit right here. It's going to be the control panel, marquee, screen bezel, and side art. Make sure there's nothing else in here. This came from Joe Zabo. Damn things are falling everywhere. All right, let me put it up. Oh geez, seriously? These are those ones that they melt away in water. All right, so let's carefully open this up. This is the same artwork I used on mine. I think there might be there's a protective coating on the marquee. I'm gonna leave it on for now. I'll just peel the corner up so you can see it. This artwork that he does is really nice, and it's weird how the back is like that. I don't really know how he does it. I don't know. Prints it on clear. Probably prints it onto clear vinyl, maybe. But you can see how nice it looks. So there's that. Our side art here. And then this is our marquee and screen bezel. Now the total for this kit, the total cost is, let me show you here if I can get it out. You know what? It's not on here. I don't think it's on here. I think it's $300 and some for the kit. But all right, I'm gonna kind of let that unfold a little bit, and let's look at the wiring harness. Which I think what I'm gonna have to modify is there's gonna be a player 1 and a player 2 side because it was from a cocktail table. And I'm probably going to have to make a wiring harness for the controls. Okay, so this, I don't know what's cut off there. This is the main power harness, but this is for a cocktail and we need it for the upright, which I have. So this, I'll just save. I don't really have this up at? So I know all this goes over towards the boards. All the boards right here. Yeah, I don't know what this is for yet. So if that goes to the boards, where does this go to the boards? Trying to figure out which one goes to the control panels. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have to look and see. Well, we might be able to just start kind of figuring it out. I got to build the cassette recorder, still the bracket. I forgot where this goes, but I'll figure it out. I might have to look at mine again. Let's see what we got here. So this should be the main power that plugs into the board set. Okay, so that goes there. This must go to the power supply, would be my guess, because the power supply is over here. Then that means these go to the other side of the board, which would go across the top here and over. I'll tell you what, I hate these damn plugs. Tight fit, which is nice. I'm missing the video cable, but we made one in the previous video. I believe I'm missing it. All right, so we need to tie this up. We might as well do that now while we can. I'm gonna have to get my drill. I do have some of the original wire clamps, but I don't have all of them. So I do have some new ones. Chances are that soundboard is going to need to be recapped, the tantalum caps, but that's not a big deal. I already have them. go. That's a real nice looking screw there. Ugh. The wiring harness is not that dirty, which is good. All right. Trying to see if I can find the original mounting holes. Don't remember if this went this way. Looks like it did. Okay, so if it goes that way, that means that this would plug in here. This plug in there, and there, and don't remember if J2 had a plug. I think so. Yes. Right. I'll put this in for now, but chances are we're going to probably have to change out these caps right here, these black ones. The new ones are yellow, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. What will happen is if this works, it'll thump when the tape deck turns on, and that's caused by those caps. So the only thing that might be a little bit different is the routing of the wiring harness might be a hair off just because it's a cocktail table versus a upright. Man, my one dog is pissed off out there. Let's go see what's going on out there. No clue. It's like 9:30 at night. I don't know what she's freaking out at. I don't see anybody out there. Oh man, well, that sucks. Gotta figure out which ones those go into. These are for the tape deck. Well, I'll leave them out for now. See, this needs to go over to the tape deck. This right here. What is this? That's weird. There's a female and a male. Oh, this must be power. Okay. Power to the original tape deck. probably gonna have to change that, but that's not a big deal. So what it looks like I'm gonna have to do is kind of just group these wires up here, which is not a big deal. But I don't like the way this one. So the routing might be, it'll be a hair different, but you know what? It's an original harness, so I'd rather have an original harness than anything. These games have a ton of wires going to them, just how they are. This is the only thing that's backwards. It's the power brick, I think. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. Pretty sure this is the power harness, and they cut this plug off. They probably had a switcher installed. These pins are wrong. They should be male, not female. Let me grab the power harness. Let's put that in for the monitor and the marquee light. Maybe it is right. Maybe I'm all right. Maybe I just have that a little confused over there, because this plugs in here. These wires go to the grounding bar that's on the power brick. Go underneath that handle. Okay. So go down here. This is my switch. This is my monitor, or my marquee light plug. And then these two wires go on the speakers for grounds. Seem like they're stretched out. I need to bend them in, I guess, a little bit with a pair of pliers. This is my interlock switch, which I don't remember the wires on that one. And then these are my speaker wires, and this end is cut. I don't remember if we made a new one for this or not. I know I made one for Kickman. I might have made two. I guess I can go run in and get that, the video cable and that. I don't know what I'm going to do for a power supply yet, if I'm going to run original or not. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have one that works. I'm sure I can make one work. Piece of metal stuck in my thumb. All right. This must be I wonder if this is player 1 and player 2 for the harness, for the control panel. And then I wonder if this is a 6 plug for the coin door. The only reason why man, I don't know. I think these are power supply. Just for the simple fact that the wires are bigger, and I remember the yellow and black stripe, I believe, are the grounds, and a red's 5 volts. Yes, these are for the power supply. Here's my purple sense wire. Yep, so these are power supply. This goes to the controls. So this has to go this way. So we're going to have to make those harnesses, which is not the end of the world. So we got to figure it out then. So this is power supply. Which goes right here. This is my interlock switches, which I want to say gonna have to look it up. There's a certain way it goes. All right, let me, how do I want to do this? Probably should go get the other harnesses real quick. Yeah, let me go grab those real quick. All right, I did not make the video cables yet, but I did make the speaker wires. So this power supply, more than likely, I'm not gonna be using this one. I'm just gonna put it in there to mock up the holders to hold it in place. This battery was never taken out of it originally. You can see it's pretty corroded here, but that's not to say that this couldn't be fixed and working. Now I do notice on a lot of these, and I forget which one it is, these are bent over, touching each other, which is not good. One of these two guys here, and I forget which one it is responsible for 5 volts. So a lot of times when you're not getting 5 volts out of one of these boards, it's one of those two, and I forget which one it was. Trying to look here. What did I do here? This plug, where does this plug go? These are speaker wires. Okay, so I'm gonna have to eliminate those. And that's this plug right here, because we're gonna run this new one. Fortunately, I'm just gonna have to cut those wires off and hide them in the harness. This is what we need for this upright. And they come up this way, up over to the speakers. So I gotta put a couple clamps in. Some new ones on those. We're getting it figured out. Not really too much different at all. A couple little dumb things. Those 2 tato cabinets will be here tomorrow around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock area probably. So I'll be working on those as well as finishing this up and that kick over there, getting that finished up. A lot to get done in the next week or so. Okay, that goes up to the speakers, which I'm not going to plug in yet because I don't know which wire is what. So now I want to get that other speaker harness out of there. So let me see what I can do with that. My audio wire. I'm actually going to cut this end off of here. I don't know if that's the right style plug for the tape deck that I got. I'm going to cut it right here. Because if that is the right end, I can always put it right back on. Now we have brand new speaker wires. And I always forget which way these go. I think it goes in this way. I'm gonna have to grab a ratchet to put those on because of the main power or the main PCB is in there. Let me move this to the other side. Maybe you guys can see what I'm doing then. So what I'm doing is putting these brackets on. Hold power supply. A lot of screws go into these cabinets. I'm going to kind of start and stop the camera so I can kind of fast forward as I'm getting these brackets installed. Okay, I did get the speakers hooked up. This side, positive is white and black, green is ground. This side, red, white and red is positive, and green and black is ground. And then I did get the ground straps hooked up. So technically we could put the marquee on now. Got 1, 2, 3, 5 screws. Seems like a little excessive. So what I like to do is just get them started and then slide the marquee in place. It's easier than trying to hold it with one hand and all that crap. Makes you wonder how long it's been since this cabinet had that marquee in it. Okay, that's looking awesome, guys. screen on, I'm going to have to clean the plexiglass and stuff. I don't know that I have the clips out here though. I gotta look and see. No, I do not. So I'm not gonna put that on tonight. I think I'm gonna end it here. Just kind of got the wiring figured out, got the speakers in, marquees hooked up, everything's plugged in up there. Next step is going to be getting a power supply working. I want to get the control panel put together. We could probably put the control panel overlay on. I don't have the buttons out here, but let's put the overlay on. Why not? Get that finished up, or the overlay on at least. Grab the control panel. I might even put the side art on tonight. Now, a lot of people say, hey, shine a flashlight underneath it. Yes, I've done that a million times in the past. I will be doing it on this one because it is black. Now, I don't have a small light out here. So we're going to take it one step farther. We're going to use the big under hood light. If you can't see it with this, I don't know what to tell you. Oh yeah, this is gonna work, I think. I'm gonna have to turn off this light. Don't fall. Don't do it. I'm gonna take this light out of there. Out of this holder somehow. Never taken it out of the holder, but I'd imagine it comes out of the holder. All right. There we go. I'll get it lined up and then I'll show you. Hard to see because it's so bright in here, but if you look closely enough, you can see the light coming through. See how it's perfectly centered in there in the joystick holder. And then here's my blast button. My blast button, you can see the height of it here. The blast stops about there, and same over here, the blast stops right about there. And then if you look at my player 1 and player 2, pretty much dead on, so we're going to go with it right there. So now I could turn that light on, turn this one off. Need a razor blade, of course. Got one right here. See, I like these overlays. This is like what we do when we make them. They're thinner And I like that. They conform better to the curves, in my opinion, than the real thick ones. A lot of times I'll do the control panels with just my hand. And it works good because you can like heat it up with the palm of your hand and get it to go right around that curve. Beautiful. Joe Zabo's artwork is always extremely good. It's very well done. It always lines up. Just takes a little while to get it. But, you know, what are you going to do? Could I print this stuff? Some of it, yes. I don't have the artwork for the control panel overlay. I don't really have the ability to do the screen bezels like him. Could I figure it out? Yeah, probably. Just so damn busy doing everything else. And sometimes it's just easier to just buy it. But I totally think that the thinner vinyl and the thinner overlay, the textured polycarbonate or whatever they call it, it's better in my opinion. It doesn't want to crack on the edges over time or any of that stuff. But look at that, that looks awesome. And I heard in the past people talking about how you can always see through vinyl, okay? This is exceptionally good. You can't really, it's very, very minor light you can see through the black. But they were talking about how in the white areas that if you paint your control panel black underneath, that the white will look dingier, and that might be the case. This is painted silver, and I did it silver because originally it was just bare metal, so I wanted to keep it looking close to original. So that there is probably something behind that, I would say. You could paint the control panel white. lines up awesome. I mean, I could not be happier with that. That's right on. Our writing is perfect on the edge on both sides. Let's go see what it looks like on the cabinet. As I get you guys dizzy and you throw up, then you can look at it if you're done throwing up. That looks freaking awesome. That looks good. Very happy with it. Very good job. It almost even looks a little bit more vibrant than mine. I almost wonder if I painted my control panel black. I don't know, that was years ago. I might have. Now this, I've seen this artwork, hot glue, kind of different heights. So basically what I do is I just kind of go off of the cabinet. I put it, once I get one side set and on, then I just make sure that the other side's at the same height. I think from the factory, there was no real, I don't know, I don't think they cared that much, you know. I think they kind of just held it up there and been like, oh, that's good. I don't know how much of a template they really had. But I like to put it, I like to get my spacing. I like to come down about 2 inches and then about that on the same on each side, and that seems to be a pretty good location for these. So let me grab some tape so we can tape it up there. Just had a roll of tape and I lost it. Found it. Dropped it on the floor, now it's dusty. There we go. So what I'm going to do is now, if you're wondering, why is there no pre-mask on it? To be honest with you, it doesn't need it. If you've done enough of it, you really don't need it. I prefer not to have it because it tends to be a real pain in the ass to get it off after you put your artwork on, and then you end up getting bubbles because you're trying to peel off this tape, paper, or anything, you know what I mean? And you really don't need it. I gotta get a spreader. Hopefully I got one back here. I think I do. Yes, I do have one. It's a rubber one. It doesn't have felt on it, but it's fine. I'm not gonna push real hard. So what I do is I just take it and I hold it. And I like to go right up the center. And kind of just work out in like a radius. And that's just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. And I like to take my hand and rub it over because there's like one little air bubble here, and if you rub it around, it goes away. This is like the vinyl we use. We use HP vinyl. This is 3M vinyl. And a lot of these vinyls, the good vinyls, it'll say air release. And what that means is when you have an air bubble like that, it'll come off. Or it'll come out pretty easily. Cheap vinyl won't do that. You'll have problems with it, air bubbling, and then you'll have to sometimes pop it with a needle to get the air out. Just let the artwork relax. Let it do its thing. I don't know how a lot of people do it laying down. I personally just don't like it doing it that way, but it's a personal preference. It's not really a right or wrong. I tend to get air bubbles when it's laying down versus when it's standing up. And I'm just going to eyeball the other side because I got a pretty good idea where it's going. On the tripod. Oh, I did, didn't I? Not too bad. All right, put this other side on. Then we'll call it a night. I want to measure it just out of curiosity. So I'm going to use a piece of tape and hold it at the top of the artwork and rip it off at the top of the T-mold. So this is the gap. Let's see how close my eye is from the blue edge. Look at that. Probably within a 1/16. So I'm happy with that. Make sure you don't score your cabinet with your knife blade. That'll show up in the artwork no matter what you do. I blew the cabinet off earlier, if you're wondering why I did not wipe it off before I put the artwork on. I already got all the dust off of it earlier. when you have air bubbles, try using your hand like I am. I've noticed, I've seen it done, I've done it. If you start really pushing on that, you can crease your vinyl. Right where your air bubble is, you'll get a crease in it. So I always just use my hand. All right. That's looking awesome. That looks awesome. This guy is buying it that he said he was. He's going to get one hell of a badass game, because this thing is awesome looking. It's got to be, I don't know, man, it might be better than mine, just because it was a nicer cabinet to start with. It's up there. It's nice. I did not paint my metal brackets and everything for the monitor and stuff, so I'm going to say this is a little bit nicer than mine, because this is a little bit more detailed out, I guess I would say. But yeah, I mean, it's looking real good. I still have to put the bottom molding on mine, I think. So yeah, so now we need to make a wiring harness for the control panel. I got to put the monitor bezel on, the black tinted screen, and then the plexiglass, and then a little bit more wiring and get the power supply going. I think it's going to be done. Probably another video or two, we're going to be done with this thing. And also, I got my MRI results. People were asking me about my knee. So what happened is I have another tear in my meniscus. So now I have 3 tears in my meniscus in my left knee. So this one's a bad one, the one that just happened. It's torn and it's folded over. So what it's doing is when it's folded over, it gets stuck in my joint if I twist a certain way. So they're gonna have to go in there, and I haven't talked to the surgeon yet. I'm waiting. February 11th is when I go to talk to him. I don't know if his plans are to cut it out or if he wants to sew it up. I hope he just cuts it out, because if he sews it up, that's a really, really long recovery, and I don't really want to sit around for a couple months. So I'm hoping that he just goes in there and cuts it out, and that's the end of it. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. And I have a bone fragment because I have a fracture in my tibia. So there is a piece of bone floating around in there. I don't know if he's gonna, I would imagine he's probably gonna take that out while he's in there. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not a surgeon. I don't know anything about it. But definitely gonna be getting surgery again. I don't know when. Hopefully soon, because I'm so afraid it's gonna lock up on me again. So basically what happens is if I twist a wrong way, that cartilage gets stuck in my knee joint, and my leg literally will be stuck at like a 45-degree angle like this, and I cannot straighten it no matter what I do. It literally is just locked up, and then what will happen is after a couple days it'll free up a little bit, but it will literally hurt, and my whole knee will swell up for days. So I'd rather just get it fixed sooner than later, because I don't feel like dealing with it. So, all right, guys, well, that's going to end this video. I think we got a lot done. Happy with it. I think it looks amazing. I don't know, this is probably one of my favorite games as far as looks go and everything. It's just the blue and the T-molding and the artwork. It's just awesome. And what's cool is when the screen bezel goes on, this artwork carries right up the screen bezel, which is really cool. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think about this. 2 more videos probably, and this thing's gonna be done. Hoping I can get original power supply to work the way I want it to. But I think that's it. So if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. You guys have been doing awesome with that. I thank you very much for that. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Costs nothing. Just let you know when videos come out. And hopefully by the more people that subscribe and hit the thumbs up, it'll get out to more people. If you know anybody that's interested in this kind of stuff, please share the videos. I would love that. But other than that, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.